up, you guys? It's Rob from the Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind / hashtag confirmed, kind of like smush them together, I've got a little bit of a quick newsreel for you guys. There's some time-sensitive things that I wanted to discuss, and some things from the most recent dev stream that I wanted to go ahead and kind of bring to the forefront for you guys. So let's go ahead and start with all of the things that you need to know absolutely right now. First and foremost, for those of you guys who aren't aware, Valentine's Day is, I think it's like today technically, and DE has released the Heart of the Ortis pack, which, by the way, Heart of the Ortis, if you don't know what that's in reference to, or at least I think it's a reference to, being a Whovian, it's referring to the heart of the TARDIS. Oh, isn't that such a cute Anyway, only people who like Doctor Who will get that and understand my feelings towards it. But basically what it is it's brought up a whole bunch of Valentine's Day items that are actually available in the market. The first and foremost, the most important one being the Valentine's Day palette. That is available for 1 credit. So if you have not picked that up already, make sure you get that ASAP. There are a lot of great burgundies in there, some really nice hot pinks for your energy colors, and some pretty standard reds. Really, for me, it's all about like the burgundies and like the muted deep darks that are in there that I really like. But don't miss out on it, so grab that today. Moving along to the next item, we do have the Arrow skin. Now, I have heard a little bit of confusion from people who don't exactly know how this works. This is actually available for 5,000 credits. And it's actually consumable. So what you want to do is you want to go into your gear menu and actually equip the Arrow skin. And basically what happens is when you go into a mission, you can go ahead and bring up your gear wheel, use it, and then you fire off little arrows with little love hearts coming out of it. It's really adorable. Me personally, I've stocked up. I think I've got like 100 or 1,000, something in those lines. I wanted to make sure that I always had it available to me just in case I felt like playing a little bit of Cupid. Now moving along, our next item is for 50,000 credits, and it is the Eros Oral Ornament. There's a lot of vowels in there that my mouth had to wrap itself around, but it is Valentine's Day, so I guess my mouth is gonna have to get used to that. But this was actually available last year from a Conclave event, but now you can actually just go ahead and pick it up for credits. Listen, get it now while you can. Go ahead and go decoration crazy if you feel like it. 'Tis the season, right? So you might as well embrace it. And the last bit is that the Valentine's Day glyph stuff is also available for platinum in the market. It's the Darwin glyph bundle. It's Valentine's Day glyphs. I mean, if you feel like it, grab it. I'm not gagging for it. The other 4 or the other 3 are the ones that you really should definitely take a look at. Continuing along with the time-sensitive items, if you are not a regular log-inner, you know, if you maybe log in every now and then but don't necessarily come in every day for the login rewards, I would highly suggest that you jump into game ASAP, because last week DE did release their update, and what came along with the big weapons and Warframe rework kind of update is that you're going to be getting an email, and you'll actually get 3 formas, an affinity booster, and you'll also get an Exilus adapter, but that only happens if you log in 7 days from the update, and I believe the update came out on Friday. So make sure you get into that ASAP. There's only a couple days left to go ahead and collect that, but it's free stuff, so get your shit when you can. Now let's go ahead and move on to some of the dev stream stuff. The first one and the most important, well, I won't say the most important one, but the most important one for now is that DE has actually put this up to all of their, I guess you would say all of their players, is that they are actually going to create an accessories pack from the Primed Vaults. I know you guys have been asking for this for a while, so sound off while you can. They're actually asking about price point, they're asking about what items you think should be included, if you wanted boosters to be in there. I'm gonna be honest real quick with you guys. I know that people don't necessarily like boosters, or they don't feel like it's necessary, but trust me, if you can vote for boosters, I say vote for boosters, because legitimately that just makes everything so much quicker and really saves you a ton of time. Me personally, ask them for the boosters in there, and trust you'll thank me later, okay? But be sure to go ahead and sound off on that in the Warframe forums, because you know what, you need your voice to be heard. We've been talking about this for a while, and I've heard a lot of your frustrations about the fact that you don't want to have to, you know, pay for Loki and Bow Prime and Worm Prime when really all you want are the accessories that came along with it. Same thing goes for, you know, Frost. Same thing goes for Ember and Glaive and Sycoris. You're like, I just want the Syandanas, I just want the accessories. So make sure you go ahead and sound off on that so that they can go ahead and get to work on it, whether it's for this set or the next set. But it's a really amazing thing that DE has stepped up and done. So I'm a big fan of that. They've always been great with monetization. Is probably the, I would say, industry leader when it comes to monetizing. I was gonna say monetizating their stuff. All right, so moving in deeper into the accessories hole. That sounds kind of odd. I just did want to show off real quick the Ninja Alt Helm that is coming up. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of pigtails. I've never been a big pigtails person, as you probably have heard from one of my recent Tenno-Gen rantings. Can't stand it. So this one's got some little ribbons on it, and it's kind of got like this almost, people have been referencing it as almost kind of like a Nyx Prime helmet kind of look to it, and I'm not quite there, but I can see where they're going with that shape. I think it looks pretty goddamn badass in a Ninja way. Because Ninja is more fun and friendly and not necessarily like ominous and scary, but it still looks pretty damn cool. So that is going to be coming up soon, and I'm really excited for it. Now, the other thing that I did want to mention alongside that for cool things is they have shown us that they are working on the Hydroid Prime trailer, and I don't know what it is, even if it's not like Hydroid Prime coming out, like he's already come out, he's already been out. So part of me is like, okay, this is nice, but whenever they drop a little bit of lore that kind of puts another puzzle piece together, it's always exciting to hear what they're gonna say. And one of the interesting lines from this that they were going over was, I think, did he say my chosen 7 or like my council of 7? But he's referring specifically to 7 people, and I'm like, I really want to hear the rest of the script. So can we see this ASAP? Because I'm interested. Alright, and the big thing that I wanted to actually go ahead and chat about today was the dark sectors. We had talked about, you know, trials going away, and, you know, everybody's really, really worried. Well, maybe not everybody's really, really worried, but I know that there's a chunk of people that are worried about, you know, the future of trials. You know, they've said, oh, trials is, you know, going to be on the back burner, it's temporarily gone, and they're like, well, you said that about dark sectors, but guess what? Dark sectors are coming back, and they look really, really fucking cool. So for those of you guys who were not there for the dev stream, it's very, very simple. Basically, it's gonna be considered an endless extermination. So what happens is when you actually go into these dark sectors, you get teleported into this weird space-time continuum where things are like fragmented, and you've got this big portal that you need to jump through. You jump through the portal, and you are transported into a random tile set with a random enemy type and a random modifier. Now, keep in mind that these things are going to stay true for the entire week, so you'll actually be able to learn the pattern of, okay, we're taking on this enemy in this tile set with this modifier first. Then, after that, we're taking on this enemy with this modifier in this tile set. So basically what happens is when you get onto that tile set, that randomized tile set, you're going to have 4 beacons that you're going to have to collect. The only way these beacons become active is if you kill enough enemies. So you got to kill the enemies, a beacon will flare up, you go and capture the beacon, you kill more enemies, another beacon flares up, and you continue and rinse and repeat till you've collected 4 beacons. After you've collected 4 beacons, a timer will go off, and you will need to rush to the next portal. And you're gonna rinse and repeat through and through and through and through and through until the 20-minute mark. Once 20 minutes has been reached, then boom, you are ejected, and they count up how many different tile sets you actually made it to. And I think that this is really, really cool because number one, as you guys know, as I love endless missions, however, I don't like guarding defense objects because I like let things die. I'm like, listen, you guys already know I'm terrible at reviving other players, so I'm like, a defense pod? What's that? I'm sorry, I'm busy killing over here. Interception has always been my favorite because I don't really have to think. I just have to capture a point and continue to murder enemies. I've been really bad with, well, not been bad with survival, but the number one thing that kills me in survival is the fact that I forget to pick up life support because I'm too busy killing. So this is kind of like one of those things where it's like, murder everything, then occasionally capture a beacon, then murder even more things, and then capture another beacon and like jump through a portal and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it's with each set, you know, of course it's going to become more challenging, the levels are going to rise, so on and so forth. And this is something that I'm super excited for because of the fact that, you know, number one, we haven't had dark sectors for a while. Number two, this feels very, it feels like DE has embraced the horde mode of Warframe. It's kind of like saying, we know you like murdering things. We know you like, you know, just decimating things. So let's give you a mode where you can murderize things, see how fast you can murderize things, and the faster you murderize things, the faster you'll get more portals. The more portals you get, the more, you know, the higher up in the tier ranking you're going to be. There's going to be leaderboards for this. So I think it's going to be really exciting. The fact that the challenge changes weekly, I think is really cool too, because of the fact that you can learn the different modifiers, the different enemies that you're going to go up against. So it's almost kind of like, number one, memorization, and number two, you can take your team in there to kind of and build your team around the different modifiers that you have. So let's say rotation 1, it's really like an Equinox doing the main work, and then everybody's just trying to get to beacons. Team 2, you guys have a lot more CC, so you bring a Vauban along. And then for, you know, the modifier for 3, you need like a radial disarm Loki. So it's kind of like you go through and you almost construct this team to deal with all of the different challenges that you go along the way until you hit the 20-minute mark. And I also love the fact that they decided on a 20-minute mark because, let's be real, a lot of us are not super fond of sitting on our asses for a long period peeing into bottles because, you know, we got to do that 3-4 hour like survival. I'm sorry, but my life is not built for that. You know, I've got tweets, I got, you know, discords, I got emails that I need to check up on, I got things that are dropping, and I can't like dedicate that much of my day to one mission. I'm like, okay, 20 minutes? I can do. I'm up for that. And I can show you how good I am in 20 minutes and we're cool, right? I'm really into that. The only thing that I'm very curious about is exactly how we're gonna be rewarded. Like, what's, you know, what is the incentive for us to do this, aside from getting on leaderboards, right? Because there needs to be a kind of like, okay, so you can murderize real quick. What's the bonuses we're gonna get out of this? Because that's one of the things that, you know, keeps players coming back is the rewards. So I'm curious if maybe, you know, we'll see something special coming out of them. But, you know, at this point, we haven't been told. I think DE is just focused on polishing it right now. So I cross my fingers that we get to see more on this soon because I love it. It's like, for me, it's like we've embraced what we are. We're not going to try to make you do puzzles. And don't get me wrong, I love trials and I love the puzzles myself. I thought that they were a great way to separate the dumb lunks from the people who actually understood how to work as a team. But people are going to be like, oh, it made your gameplay start and stop. I'm like, it's a different kind of gameplay. It's not going to be for everybody. It's not for you, you know, I'm just saying. But this does seem to totally cater to the Warframe audience and their need to shed blood. At least it caters to mine. So I can't wait to see more on this, and I hope we find out about the reward system soon. But that pretty much does it for this. There's a couple, you know, there are a couple little bits that they also showed during the dev stream about the new Thumper bot that'll be coming to the plains, a new boss that's coming out. We'll find out more about that as soon as it gets here. Same thing goes for the new spider bots that DE is working on for a secret tile set. DE, we know it's Venus. You could just say it's spider bots in Venus. The only thing that I have to say about spider bots is they showed them crawling up walls. So what are you trying to say? Venus is gonna have buildings? I see you, DE. I see you. Regardless, that about does it for now. Those are the only things that I really wanted to chat about during this. Let me know how you guys feel about the new Dark Sectors that are coming out, how you feel about Najah's alt helm. Are you excited for Hydroid Prime's trailer, or is it too far gone for you? And also, don't forget about all of the time-limited items that are coming out. Be sure to go ahead and pick those up while you get a chance. And that about does it for me. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.